What's up guys, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're Drivin and Vibin.
Today we are talking to Jax Austin, who converted a school bus into his own tiny house to travel around the country, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're so glad you are here today. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But today we are here with Jax Austin. So how's it going, man?
Good. Very nice to meet you.
Awesome. Good meeting you too. And we are super excited to talk to Jax because he is the first person we are talking to who lives in a Skoolie, and that is something that's totally unique.
Wait, I'm the first one?
Yes, we have not talked to any other Skoolie nomads yet.
Awesome.
So,
I'm pleased I could be the first one.
Awesome. And before we talk about Skoolie stuff, I just want to know what gave you the idea that nomad life was even an option.
Good question. Really, it goes back to me really having a desire to travel, and for those travels to be on some kind of video format.
All right.
And then it just so happened that worked and saved up my money, and I was driving Big Sur one day and looked over to a friend of mine and I said, what if I bought a school bus? 2 months later, I own a school bus, and here I am.
Well, that is so sweet because nomad life is just amazing to begin with. If you have the desire to do it, you can make it happen pretty easily. So with Skoolie life, what is the biggest challenge that you've seen that you might think is different than something like van life or RV life?
I would probably say the size. Even though this is a short bus, it still is pretty wide. It's as wide as a dually or a moving truck, and it is a little bit longer than most parking spaces. So a van compared to a school bus, you can't park everywhere that a van can, and sometimes people get the wrong impression of a school bus. You definitely stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, and I forgot to mention that you have a YouTube channel that we watch so regularly, so hit that subscribe button. But one of the things that I love about this school bus is the outside of it, how it's painted, and that is amazing, but I can only imagine it brings so much attention to you.
It does. So, I'm definitely not under the radar, but in a weird way, because it has brands on there, I feel like it's less intimidating than the wandering hippie school bus that, people just look at something like that and assume there's drugs in there or something, and they have no idea what's going on inside. It's probably nicer than their apartment or their house or whatever. And yeah, it's all about travel and adventure and stuff like that, so.
In our rig, it's such a small rig that we're not quite RV life, we're not quite van life. Do you have that problem finding the community where you fit in, or do you hang out with Skoolie people, van life people, or RV people?
Yeah, I mean, there's like definitely the whole nomad, lifestyle is definitely the big like subgenre, subculture, and then there's little pockets that break off into that. Like, I'm in the school bus, kind of subgenre, and then there's also people with like the Winnebago Travato, or the step vans, and so they kind of gravitate towards each other. But as you know, once you're traveling around and you see somebody else who's a nomad or a traveler, you just wave at each other and you don't even know why.
So true. I was working out at Planet Fitness the other day, and I saw this RV in the parking lot, and I was like, they're either doing laundry or getting a shower, because once you're in that nomad life and you spot those things, you're like, this person is obviously getting something done at the parking lot, because otherwise there's no reason for them to be there.
Yeah.
But you said you're thinking about getting something else to travel in. What direction are you going to go towards?
I haven't announced it on my channel, but it's gonna be another school bus, and it's gonna be a little bit different, and it's gonna be a little bit bigger.
So why the school bus and not a trailer?
Yeah, good question. Actually, one of the first things I thought was to take my little Hyundai Elantra, which got to like 30-something miles per gallon. Totally miss that kind of miles per gallon, and then get like a teardrop trailer and travel around. But the one thing I was thinking is that the length would be an issue, because it's hard to find parking in a city to accommodate that kind of length. And so I thought to myself, well, a teardrop trailer, I was looking around, and even some homemade one was maybe $1,500 bucks, $2,500 bucks, $3,000 bucks. And the school buses are like $1,500 bucks, $2,500 bucks, $3,500 bucks. And so I thought to myself, like, why not just have an all-in-one system instead of having, a longer kind of rig? So yeah, that was kind of a main factor, and plus like it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody comes up to me, is like, oh man, you're living the dream.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about a school bus that just makes people smile, and I get waved at all the time. I'm not sure how many times you guys get waved at when you're
Probably
driving
not
a trailer.
nearly as much,
Yeah.
you know. Our trailer is unique and cool, but it definitely does not have this personality.
Yeah.
And this interior is really great. Is this something you did yourself, or was this your idea?
Well, thank you. I didn't know exactly what I was doing when I started, and I didn't know anything about building, besides, you know, how to use a screwdriver and some nails. And so I had two people help me, one of which was a woodworker, and for some reason I just, you know, I saw so many builds using the same materials, and I just wanted to be a little bit different. Instead of a chopping block, I have a 16-foot, you know, piece of barn rafter, and just kind of like put it together. I knew I wanted, you know, a bench up here and a fridge and stuff like that, but right behind you is the dump trunk.
Yeah, I like this trunk. What is inside of this thing?
A toilet.
Are you serious?
A porta potty curve. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Because I didn't want to go floor to ceiling and waste all the space for something that you sit on for 5 or 10 minminutes. I mean, unless it's a real difficult day. You know?
Yeah, hey, it feels real comfortable over here, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't really know exactly what I was doing, but it kind of turned out, you know, it turned out.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thanks.
Have you had any issues with like law enforcement or anything as far as boondocking or overnight camping?
One time in the morning on the coast of California, we were parked at a spot, and he, I don't know, could kind of see in the windows, and my buddy was on the bench, and you know, it was a cold, you know, morning or whatever, so it was he's in a sleeping bag. So he comes up and he's like, "Hey man, you guys can't sleep here." It was like 8 in the morning. I'm like, "Oh yeah, no worries. We're not sleeping. We're just resting. Yeah, we're photographers, and we showed up real early to take, like, you know, pictures of the ocean." He's like, "Oh, cool. Hey, cool bus." You know, so that was the closest thing to getting in trouble.
Again, I think you are so with the logos on the side of the bus, with all the artwork on the side of the bus. It gives it such a legitimacy that you are almost discreet. You know, it's like you just look like you belong wherever you are.
Yeah, plus you can't see in because it's perforated, and so you can see out, but you can't see in unless at nighttime when there's a light on. But you're absolutely right. It almost looks like some kind of promotional vehicle, and you know, yeah, definitely not the hippie bus kind of vibes.
Very cool. So you have the YouTube channel, which we talked about earlier. I've been asking a lot of these YouTube creators if they feel like the space for nomads is starting to get oversaturated. What do you feel like that's an issue, or what are those certain challenges you're facing as far as just getting out there on YouTube?
No, I mean, I personally don't think it's oversaturated. I come from a mindset that there's room for everyone, and everyone has their own unique personality. Everyone has their unique story. Everybody has their unique take on living a nomad. And I personally didn't do this to, you know, obviously I wanted a YouTube channel of some sorts, but I did this to travel, not just to have a channel. Yeah. Because I could have started a channel before, and you know, it didn't have to be traveling around, but traveling was what I wanted to do. But I like the fact that it promotes this lifestyle, because I actually wish I did it before, because I was volunteering $1,200 every single month for rent for years and years and years, and I just think back and I'm like, that was such a huge waste of money, especially in a place like Venice Beach.
No doubt. You
know, you can sleep in a car and get away with it, and just be smart with your money, you know.
So with YouTube, again, how many videos are you putting out a week? You have some sort of schedule?
Well, mostly daily, but I think on average over the past year and a half, it's been like 6 out of 7 days.
That is, I mean, that's a lot of content to create.
It's a lot. And I look back and I'm like, holy crap, you're close to 400 videos? Whoa, like, imagine all, well, you know, because you make videos, but just imagine all the time that it took to make 400 videos.
I know. Does that content creation speed up your travels as well? Like, does it motivate you to get out there and see new things?
It motivates me to maximize my fun every single day, because knowing that every single day is going to be a video for myself it almost holds me accountable for the previous day. I mean, if anything, I just don't have enough time to edit.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
like you said, it makes you accountable to have fun. Like, we feel the same way, because it's like, it also makes us accountable to get stuff done with our renovation. Because I'm like, if we're renovating, then we're not only getting work done, but we're creating a video. And whenever we're traveling, it's like, if we go to this extra park or go do something fun, there's content right there.
Yes, and to look back, you know, even on your videos and your content, and see what you did over the past month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, and to see how much progress you've made and how far you've come is, I mean, it's pretty fun. You look back and you're like, whoa, man, I kicked ass on this.
No doubt. I
you know,
agree
on this
completely.
renovation or this trip or this, you know, thing. So yeah, it's, you know, yeah, it's interesting.
Are you meeting a lot of people through the channel or through any of your other social media channels? And has that become part of your travels?
Yeah, so actually, I was in New Orleans yesterday, and I got an Instagram message from a female hot rod mechanic, which was super random and awesome. So she's like, oh, hey, I work down the street, you know, feel free to come by. And so I was like, okay. So I went by and met her, and that was interesting. And I've met several other people, actually someone you've met too, Badge and L. He, you know, was watching the videos, and then we met, and he said, you know, basically, long story short, how's the bus running? I said, well, great, except for XYZ. And I mean, 20, 30 hours later of mechanics, I finally left and made an amazing friend.
Yes.
And there's no way I would have met him or other people like him without having the YouTube channel. So it's incredible what, you know, what can happen when you just kind of put yourself out there.
I can't agree anymore. It is amazing the people we've met, the relationships we built, and these are like lifelong friends now.
Absolutely.
In the nomad world, friendships can happen so much more quickly and so much more strongly, I feel, just because you're in the moment together, and then you leave, but then you can always come back and just strike right back up.
It reminds me of the same type of instant friendships that would happen when I was backpacking through Mexico. It's just, you know, you just have that camaraderie with a fellow traveler. It's weird, you know?
I agree. Well, thank you so much for meeting up today. I really am glad we got a chance to hook up out here, because I've been following your story for a long time. Again, we'll put all the info below in the description and in the comment section. Definitely encourage you to check out Jax's channel, because it's awesome.
Oh, thank you. And I thank you for having me and taking the time to, you know, spend with me today too. So if you do come over, please leave a comment, and I will welcome you to the channel.
Very cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.